is Hampton Roads Voices on Hot 91.
Hot 91, your choice for hip-hop and R&B soul. Hello there. Yes, you hear my voice this evening. You know what time it is. It's time for a brand new episode of Hampton Roads Voices. Hello there, Hampton Roads and beyond. It is Khilo. And tonight's episode, we are talking about spring cleaning, but this is a spring cleaning episode, or even a spring cleaning practice, if you will, that you've probably never done before. We're going to be talking about the art of Feng Shui. So I know a lot of us probably don't know what Feng Shui is, or you may have heard it on a show or a movie when people say, you know what, don't put that there, you're messing up my Feng Shui. And it's not just for bougie people. Oh no, it's for everyone. Okay, so we're talking about how you can use Feng Shui to your, it's pretty complex, and we're going to get into that, but you can use key elements and the basics of Feng Shui to really organize your life in more ways than one, especially now that you're about to, or you are in the midst of spring cleaning and spring organizing your home. Okay, sounds fun. So we have a special guest expert with us today, Justine Hernandez. She is a life designer and Feng Shui expert, and also the founder of Passion Style Purpose. Hello there, Justine.
Hello.
Thank you for being here.
Well, I'm happy to be here.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
Yes. So as our special guest expert, tell us a little bit about yourself, about Passion Style Purpose, and about your expertise in Feng Shui.
Okay. So I'm a Feng Shui expert. I studied classical Feng Shui. And my business is about teaching people how to live their life not by default but by design. So really empowering people to make the shifts and changes in their life using Feng Shui as a tool to really help make small shifts and changes to really enhance your life, to make you feel happy and productive and full of health and wealth and prosperity.
I love it. I absolutely love it. So, of course, Hampton Roads Voices, it's me, Khilo. It's Justine, the special guest expert, and it's you. So 757-823-9110, 823-9110 if you have any questions whatsoever as this show is going on, or if you have questions right now like what the world or how the world, of course, we're going to get into that when we return, but let's go ahead and get those calls coming in. 823-9110 is a brand new episode of Hampton Roads Voices. Spring cleaning, the art of Feng Shui. Keep it locked right here. It's Hot 91. Hot 91, your choice for hip hop and R&B soul. Brand new episode of Hampton Roads Voices here, and I am super excited about this one because we are talking about something so very different. And Hampton Roads Voices is all about educating and teaching our listeners. And while you all are getting educated, I'm definitely getting educated because, some of these things I'm not too familiar with. But this is why we have our special guest expert here. So today's episode is entitled Spring Cleaning, the Art of Feng Shui. Yes. What the heck is Feng Shui, Khilo? Well, we're about to tell you. But, we just want you to not only clean up your home and reorganize and kind of put your furniture here and clean this out and clean that out. But did you know that if you do it a certain way that more than just a nice home or a nice looking living room can come to you, energies can flow and all kind of stuff. So we're going to get into that. We have special guest experts with me today, Justine Hernandez. She is a life designer and a Feng Shui expert, and also the founder of Passion Style Purpose. So, of course, we want you to call in with your questions. There is no dumb question, okay? No dumb questions on Hampton Roads Voices. If you want to know, then call and ask. 823-9110, 757-823-9110. So, Justine, let's get right into the conversation. So, as I was doing my research about Feng Shui, it was articulated many times how just complex it is. There is no just one, it's not one dimensional. No. So, however, I'm sure that you can explain it to us, those yellow books that says something for dummies. Feng Shui for dummies. So dumb it down for us, Justine, and tell us what exactly is Feng Shui and how can it can help us.
Okay. So what is Feng Shui? So in a nutshell, like we shared, it's so complex. There's so many levels, so many little nuances that it's just like a layer. It goes deeper and deeper and deeper. So first things first, I guess the way that I can describe it is Feng Shui is about bringing awareness and bringing balance into your home and into your space. So when things feel stuck and stagnant, when I mean you feel unproductive, you feel stuck, you feel like you're just not making any headway in your life, and you're just like, oh, what is going on, you know? And what Feng Shui does is like it brings awareness that, okay, this is what's going on in your life. What can we make little subtle changes so that we can make the energy flow in your space so that it reflects what you want, so that you're feeling productive, you are like energized, you're doing like your life's purpose, and you're on point and you're living on purpose. And so that's what Feng Shui does. And it's a great tool. I know that it's hard to explain because there's so many different layers of it. But I mean, it's a beautiful science. It's over 6,000 years old, originated in China, and it's just this ancient wisdom that really brought together the 5 elements, which is fire, wood, water, earth, and metal, and bringing those elements together to create harmony and balance within the home. And it's just remarkable just how it works.
So if I just go home right now and I just move things around, is it instant like that? Is that how it works, or not really? It's not as magical like that, if you will.
Well, it is magical, but it depends on the person and their intention. So like if you walk into your home and right now and your house is full of clutter and it's just, it's kind of unbearable. You don't even want to be home. Moving furniture around won't really help, because the issue is that the first problem that you need to tackle is the clutter.
Right.
And when you release that clutter and get rid of all that, that's when you're releasing one layer so that you can get to the meat and potatoes of the next layer that you need to address. So, for example, if you're feeling stuck energy and you have like an oversized furnitures in your home, that could create stuck and stagnant energy, because the living room is a smaller space, and then you have this huge furniture that's overpowering it, and it doesn't let the energy flow nice and freely, and things like that.
Okay. 823-9110, 823-9110 is the number if you have any questions or just any comments. Okay, so of course spring is here, about time finally.
Yes.
And we already know that spring is that season of renewal, of new things and manifestation, and even a celebration. So along with cleaning up our homes, because some people do spring cleaning, how can Feng Shui help us make space for new, fresh energy to come into our lives?
Oh, that is a great question. So first things first is clearing clutter. That is the number one thing that will help bring prosperity, abundance, and all this manifestation, all this juicy energy that you want to like cultivate and take in, and just like, this is mine.
Get the clutter out.
Yes.
Okay.
Get the clutter out. It's the number one thing that stops and blocks people from living their fullest potential and creating the life that they truly desire. So when you clear the clutter and you start making, like letting go of things that are broken, and that things that are broken that don't work anymore, or that clothes that don't fit you, things that you've been holding on to, or even items that were given to you that you don't even love, and you're holding on to it, and it's holding space and energy. Like when we're born into this world, it's like you have so much bandwidth of energy. So think about, okay, this bandwidth, and you're filling it up with all these different things, but some of the stuff isn't yours, and you don't even love it. And you're like, why am I putting so much energy, and I only have so much bandwidth? So when you release and you let go of stuff that you don't even love or cherish or honor, you let go and you welcome, okay, so all that is gone, so I can welcome new things to come into my life. And that's just how it works, and it's amazing.
Yeah, I was reading when I was doing research as far as getting rid of the clutter, like those bottles in the bathroom, or, you know, where you keep your lotions or what have you, and you tried this lotion and you really didn't like it, so you just like, oh, I'm just going to keep it just in case. I spent my money on it, and it was $12, so I'm just going to keep this. Or if you have like a corner of, I don't know, conditioner, you got to get rid of all that stuff. And I felt, you know, attacked when I was reading, like, oh, that's me. So yes, okay, so getting rid of the clutter. Okay, I can get with that. 757-823-9110, 823-9110. So, of course, we're talking about spring cleaning in the physical sense, but also spring cleaning in your home with the energies and things like that. Don't be scared, okay? We're just having a conversation. So when we return, I'm going to give you some spring cleaning tips. If you know that you should be spring cleaning and, you know, you ain't touched that house in a while, I'll be giving you some of those things, 20 things actually, that you should be deep cleaning this particular spring. I'm sitting here with Justine. She is a Feng Shui expert. Yes, she is. And she's telling us all about Feng Shui and how we can use it when it comes to this spring cleaning. Very new episode, very different episode of Hampton Rose Voices. So make sure you keep it locked right here and get those calls in with your questions and your comments. 823-9110. This one is a new one from Tony Braxton, called So Long As I Live, right here on Hot 91. TLC Creep there, Hot 91, your choice for hip hop and R&B soul. Brand new episode of Hampton Roads Voices. Woo-hoo. And this one is entitled Spring Cleaning, the Art of Feng Shui. Yes, we are teaching you how to use the practice of Feng Shui on how to kind of organize your home and also organize your life. Yes, did you know that if you organize this or clear this or do that, then that opens up space for great things in your life, allows the energy to flow and things of that nature. And we're going to get all into that. All right. So I have special guest expert with me today, Justine Hernandez. She is a life designer and a Feng Shui expert, and also the founder of Passion Style Purpose. So I know, listen, you know, on Hampton Rose Voices, we keep it real. So I'm sure that, you know, with people who are listening to this, they're like, this sounds like something that goes against my Lord and Jesus. No, can't do that. And I am with you on that. Okay. I am with you on that. But, we're going to talk to Justine about, you know, different practices that you can do. That is not actually, it's not a religion, to be completely honest with you. Okay. So 757-823-9110 is the number. 823-9110. You could be saved and sanctified and still just take a couple of practices from, you know, the practice of Feng Shui to, organize your home or get, you know, your life in order, as well as praying. Okay. So Justine. Yeah, just like I asked you off the air, does this Feng Shui, practicing Feng Shui, is it a religion? Does it subject to a religion? Or can I complement it with my faith, which happens to be Christianity, or somebody who may be listening, maybe Muslim, or, you know, what have you? Tell me.
Okay. So, great question, by the way. So, just so you guys know, Feng Shui is not a bad word. It's more of Feng Shui, what it means in Chinese, it means wind and water. So that's what it's all about, creating good flow, good energy, and the flow of the energy and just positive, good moving water. So how it ties in a lot of times. So when I first learned about Feng Shui, I grew up Christian. And so I completely understand the feeling of, oh my gosh, I'm not sure about this. I'm scared. I'm worried that it's going to go against my beliefs and it's going to open a door that I don't want to open. I totally understand. I was on the same boat many years ago. So what I did was it's all about your intention. So you can pray to Buddha, to Jesus, to God, to Krishna, whoever you want to pray to, and still use these principles to enhance your life. So, you know, if you are doing house blessing, or if you're putting things in your space with the intention of having goodwill. So if everything is of love and of good vibration, which is your intention is of love and high, what is the word? It just
brain
left me.
Fart. Yeah,
I know. I hate when that happens.
Yeah.
So it's just about your intention and how you put that forward. And so there's no fear there. fear is not a good, when there's fear that's involved in that, that's usually an indicator that you have to look into that and why you're feeling fearful about something that is of light and that is of love. So I just encourage you that what we practice in Feng Shui is not a religion, but it can also be enhanced with whatever practice of your religion that you choose. And it's very supportive and loving, and that's what it's all about.
Okay, so just to clear the air. All right, so what are some specific tips, Justine, for us to begin using Feng Shui to usher in that new, fresh energy? So you said clutter, so we can start removing the clutter. So after we're done with that, what do we do now?
Okay. So I know that clutter can be, it's very ambiguous depending on the person and what clutter means to them.
Right, I was thinking that.
So, yeah, because clutter can mean anything. Like, someone can be very OCD and very particular, and if there's one thing on the counter that's considered clutter for them.
Right.
Or there's like a pile of stuff, and people are like, oh, I feel fine, So, well, to have something as, to use as a starting point, I love to start with the bedroom. The bedroom is a great place to start because it's a reflection of you and how you treat yourself. So if your bedroom is a hot mess, it's because you're not loving on yourself. And you need to give some more love to you and not to everyone else around you. So we start with the clutter in the bedroom. So what I look at is making sure that there's just clearing the clutter. So getting 3 bags or 3 boxes, things that you're going to keep, things you're going to donate, and things that you're going to throw in the trash. So when you break those into bags and compartments, it makes it easier for you to let things go and be like, oh, I don't need this, I don't need this. And you need to make a quick decision. A lot of times when you're clearing clutter, there's an emotional tide with it.
Yeah.
So I usually recommend people that I work with to get a journal and write about the triggers that are coming up or the memories and thoughts that are coming up as you're releasing some of these items because there's such an emotional tie. And for those that are even having an even more difficult time of letting something go, I would recommend taking a photo of it and writing out what that item meant to you so that you can, because it's not about the item, it's about the memory associated with it.
And what it represented.
Exactly. So if you want to let something go, but want to keep the memory, but need to let that item go, you can do it that way. Take a picture, put it in a photo album, and then eventually it'll get lost and you'll forget all about it.
Right. 823-9110, 823-9110. We're talking about using Feng Shui to clean your home for the spring cleaning, okay? Coming up, I'm going to have tips on spring cleaning and what you should be deep cleaning this spring. All right, so how important is it to have plants in our home? So plants, my dad wanted to bring a plant in the home because, plants are really good. They just, they clean the air. Yes. They produce really good, clean, fresh air. So that's what he wanted to do. But sometimes the plants the leaves kind of die and then they're kind of like on the floor. So my mom's like, this is why I don't like plants in the house. We don't need to have no plants in the house. So my dad's like, no, we're going to keep the plants in the home. So I know personally from the research that I do that plants are really great for homes. But is that true? Like, how important are they in the home?
Oh, they're so important. Well, imagine before we became more civilized, we lived off the land and we were surrounded by nature and the natural elements. And now here we are in modern day, we're in a home, we're confined in a space. And so bringing in the natural elements from outside into your space is so vital, especially plants, because it, like you said, it cleans the it cleans the air. It also helps enhance the happy hormone in your body. So it releases endorphins and things like that. So for those that have black thumbs, not green thumbs, but black thumbs, I understand there's ways to go around it. So I usually recommend for people that have a black thumb, and believe me, I've had that happen to me a couple times, trying to do some research about plants that don't die really easily. And there's a particular plant that you would see a lot of in Asian culture in like their stores and in the house. It's like this viney kind of plant, and they survive in all like climates, it seems like, and they're amazing. And you can also bring plants, that particular viney plant, and you can take it out of the dirt and stick it in a vase of water, and it'll survive that way as well. Oh. So it's no maintenance. You don't have to worry about watering it. It's just easy. You put it in a pretty vase and set it aside, and it's doing its thing. You just have to fill it up with water every so often.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. How about cactuses? Is that a type of... No. Yeah. Because I'm thinking like it's just so easy to just get a cactus.
I know. Well, cactuses are really hot right now, like style-wise. Right. Everyone wants to put a cactus in their space.
Right.
Now... in Feng Shui, we don't recommend having cactuses inside of the home because it's prickly energy. So it creates, it's kind of like they're there to protect. So if you didn't like a neighbor next door, for example, you have a really rowdy neighbor, put some cactuses on the side of your house. And what it does, it's supposed to reflect their energy back at them and also protect your own energy in your home. So just a little tidbit there.
Okay, I like that. And we do have a caller. Let's get into it. Hi, 91, you are live on the air. Who am I speaking with?
This is Asar in Hampton.
I'm sorry, your name again?
Asar, A-S-A-R.
Asar. Hi, Asar. What's your question, comment, or concern?
Well, I just calling because, first of all, I actually appreciate that you all having such topic on your call today. I actually listen to you quite often. And I've been actually using Feng Shui myself now for probably about 5 years, so I'm very familiar with it. I've done a lot of studies into it, and I can actually see the beneficial effects of it in my life since the time I've used it. I've actually used some of the concepts, and like she said, started in the bedroom. That's where I started at. Some of the concepts of, not having and she might, the host or the guest caller might talk about as far as like not having a twin bed or a smaller bed. I forgot you say a full-size bed. If you want to be in a relationship, if you want to have a king-size bed, it means you're going to have too much room in between your relationship, which causes that you want to have a queen-size bed in your room.
Wow.
I've actually used it in my business. I've actually feng shuied my entire office.
Okay.
For where I use it in my business.
A pro.
He's a professional.
And so I actually feng shuied my office, and I can tell you right now, since I've been doing feng shui in my business, and I'm not talking about increasing in profit gains. My business has turned over almost 100% every year since I've been feng shui.
Wow.
The profits in my business. So, and in essence, feng shui, I know I heard you say about religion and all the other things about belief system. Feng shui is just something of a concept when you do your research. It's actually an African spiritual concept. It's basically, feng shui is about energy, as she said. And so with crystals and having the rocks and having water in certain places and not having certain places in the house, having waterfalls to bring good energy and positive energy, because water is a nice calming effect. Yes. So you don't want to have water in your bedroom, but you do want to have it, like I have it all throughout my office. I have live plants in my office and bringing that energy because that's, keeping calm the energy, especially when you get disgruntled clients or even coworkers and workers and employees. And so that's some of the benefits of what feng shui do, because feng shui is a spiritual concept. It's not a religious concept, because we all understand that anytime something is concept, and remember, religion is man-made. Spirituality is something that's God-made, that's created, because we all have that concept inside of us.
Preach it,
because
honey.
we were innately born to be spiritual beings. So whenever you enact fear into you, and you enact fear in who you are, that's somebody who's trying to control you. So never be fearful of anything, any spirit, or anybody, or any concept, or any energy coming around you, because it's coming to you for a purpose. And that's what feng shui is all about, bringing the positive energy, the positive spirits, the positive beliefs and everything, and not even just beliefs, it's the positive energy. You want that to happen for you. So
I should have had you on this panel, sir. I mean,
well,
goodness gracious.
I'm just telling you. So that good show. I actually think you have some very good topic matters. You have some very good topics and subjects that you have in your show. So keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
And I actually enjoy listening to Norfolk State, because I like the fact that they have the students that's running and doing the things. And that's the only way you're going to learn and doing what you're doing. So keep it up. Good
Thank
show.
You, sir. Thank you.
And keep talking what you're doing, okay?
Yes.
So feng shui is very beneficial. There's lots of information online in books that you can get. And like I say, I've used it in the concepts in my home and in my business, and No lie,
awesome.
tell you the honest truth, my business has turned over 100% in profit every year since I've been feng shuiing it. All right?
Two snaps.
Yeah,
Two
thank
snaps
you for being
and
a part
haircut.
of the feng shui journey.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
All
Good
right,
job.
have a good
day.
one.
All
I
right, bye.
love that. I'm so happy that he called in. That is
I know.
awesome. That's awesome.
That's
is
a
awesome.
testimony right there.
It really is. So I think that's a good little segue to a break. Okay, 823-9110, 823-9110. If you have questions about how to practice feng shui and how to get it in your space, so you could be like the gentleman that called in. We're using it today as a way to clean it out for the spring. Okay, this is a new season, and you know, spring, new things come about and new journeys abound and all these great energies come forth. So if you want to get in where you fit in, you know that you can. 757-823-9110. Yes, spring cleaning, the art of feng shui. Brand new episode of Hampton Rose Voices here on Hot 91. Newest one from Drake there, God's Plan. Brand new episode of Hampton Rose Voices. Yes, Khilo is here. And we have a special guest expert, Justine Hernandez. She's a lifestyle expert and also, a life designer, excuse me, and a feng shui expert and founder of Passion Style Purpose. And she is here because we are talking about spring cleaning using the art of feng shui. And I know y'all like, what the world is feng shui? Girl, what is that? But this is what this show is all about. We're letting you know exactly what feng shui is. Give us a call, 823-9110, 823-9110. If you have any questions of any sort, you can remain anonymous. Okay, I know some people are nervous to get on the radio, but shout out to the brother that called in before and said that he's been using practices of feng shui in his home and practices of feng shui in his workplace with great results. That's what I love to hear. Okay. But if you like I said, have questions, give us a call, 823-9110, 823-9110. So we were talking about plants, for a quick second. And you gave us some really great advice about plants in our home and how important they are, and to be careful about what type of plants we put in our home, because we know that cactuses is prickly energy, you said, and we use them for protection. So that was really good. So what when it comes to plants, where should we put them in our home? So you said like cactuses, we can put them outside of our homes, like on the side where a neighbor is kind of like annoying
Yes.
or a pesky neighbor, we could put that on that side. But as far as like other plants, where should we place those in our home?
So plants can pretty much be wherever you want them to be. If you want to be intentional about it. And what I mean by intentional, you're specifically putting an item there for a purpose. So I like using money trees to put in the southwest corner of your home, because the southwest corner of your home represents wealth and prosperity. So for that area specifically, if you want to welcome in more abundance, more money into your life, whether it be monetary or just kind of anything that represents abundance for you, outside of money, you can put that, put money tree in that area, lucky bamboo. You want to make sure that you don't have any dead plants in your space, or especially in the southwest area, because that could represent that your money is dying, and we don't want that.
You sure don't want no dying money. Okay, yes. So you said something about plants survive. It's a plant out there that survives on air. Spill the tea. What is that?
So the only reason why I know about this is because growing up, my grandmother used to have like this vase in the windowsill in her kitchen, and it had like this plant that she would never water. And I was like, "What's wrong with that plant? Like, why didn't you ever water it?" And it still grew, and it's one of those plants that live off of the air.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know what it's called, but it's a plant that lives off of air. So if you have a serious black thumb and there's nothing you can do about it,
Google
go with that.
Yeah, absolutely. And we do have a phone call. Let's get into it. Hi, 91, you're live on the air. Who am I speaking with?
Yes, hello. My name is Jay Kelly.
Hey, Jay Kelly. How are you?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
I'm doing great. Something tells me that you know our special guest expert.
Maybe.
Where's your question, comment, or concern, sir?
I just wanted to kind of give a little bit of feedback on my little experience with Feng Shui and with active Feng Shui, and possible helpful hints for anybody else who experienced the same things I did.
Absolutely, please.
All righty. Let me know when to start.
You can start.
All right. Excellent.
You're live on the air, by the way, sir.
Oh, excellent.
Okay.
All right. So I definitely had an experience where I felt like I was unproductive in my own house. I actually used to live in my own little bachelor pad, but it was decked out. I had curtains and everything. But I definitely had this one issue where as soon as I come home from work, like I found myself immediately sitting down and just relaxing, just to play video games or just to chill the night away, where I wanted to focus on getting more work done or studying or getting some certification. I was the little bit of experience I had with Feng Shui was when I asked a Feng Shui expert, they told me to they came to my living room and they saw that my living room was set up, focused around the TV and the Xbox 360 at the time. And that's exactly where I would go. And so her suggestion was to, get the focus off of the TV and move the couch and move some of the stuff to a way that it was focused on the desk, on the productive area of the living room. And so that definitely helped me a lot. I was wondering if you happen to have any further tidbits or any advice on, for anybody else who's experiencing the same thing, where not only do we want to get a good spring cleaning done, we also want to experience productivity or become more connected with the family. Do you happen to have any advice for that?
Yeah, and I want to piggyback off that because that's actually pretty good. Thank you, Mr. Kelly. As far as like when you come home, because I remember when I was in school and I came home to my room, I just want to lay down, and maybe it had something to do with my room, but I just thought it was because, I'm home now and my body is just, my mind knows that I'm home and this is a place, especially my room, this is a place where I relax. So, I
thought so too.
Yeah, so give us some tips, Justine.
All right. Yeah. So normally for productivity, if you want to be more productive in your space, it's also about lighting as well, because if you walk into your space and it has like that cave-like sense of feeling to it, you naturally want to hibernate, you naturally want to relax, and you want to go inward and just chill. So if you want to bring more productivity, then bring more stuff that's like metal elements, anything that is like metal tables, anything that has a lot of or like I don't like to, not stark white, but like just having stuff that's really well lit in the space, and then having a vocal point. So if you're working on a desk and your desk is facing a wall, what that is saying initially is that you're feeling stuck, you're hitting a brick wall, you don't feel productive. So if you turn your desk around where your back is against the wall and the desk is in front of you, you create that sense of support from behind. You feel your nervous system feels relaxed. It feels supported. It feels focused, and you can focus and be productive. And also, it's just about creating that ambiance for yourself. So everyone's a little different on what productivity looks like for them or how they cultivate that. And that's the awesome thing about Feng Shui is that it's personalized to you. There's certain principles that you follow, but how you implement it is different for every person. Right. So that's what I love about Feng Shui. But so like for me, I know that I'm more productive when I'm in a brighter space, in a brighter room. And I make sure that my back is on a solid wall and that I can see everything in front of me, so that I'm not being distracted by turning when I hear a noise or things like that. And I also put music, because I don't know about you, but music makes my soul sing, and I can create ambiance with music. So I'll put like soft, steady music if I really want to be focused. Or some people can listen to music with words. I can't if I want to be focused, because then I'll start dancing and I get distracted and all that stuff.
Makes sense.
So, yeah.
Okay. And maybe just a whole another different room than your bedroom. Because I would think, and please correct me if I'm wrong, I would think that, you do want your bedroom to represent something, where you can relax. Because at the end of the night, you're going to have to relax in that room. So you... even though you could have like yellow or something in there, maybe like one room for like the productivity room.
Yes.
And then, your bedroom for, loving if you're married or, relaxing if that's what you want to do. So that's That sounds about right?
Yeah, having designated areas for each thing. Like you said, like I wouldn't put a desk in a bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because the bedroom is about rejuvenating your body, and it's about intimacy with your significant other, or if you're single, it's intimacy with yourself.
Okay.
You know, and having a good night's sleep. So you don't want anything productive in that room. I mean, for people that have like a studio apartment, of course, that's different, but
Right.
we're talking about, you know, a home that has multiple spaces in it.
Right.
So if you're going to have a productive area, put it in an area that has a lot of light. Some people, it might be the dining room. Some people, it might be the living room. And you can always work at the dining room table in that sense. Some people don't like it because they're not full. Some people are as clean and they don't want to bring their mess into the kitchen. You know, me, I just have my computer and I just work on it and I'm good. So, like I said, it just depends on the person's needs and what they need for their space. But yeah.
Sounds good. Sounds good to you, Mr. Kelly?
It does. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you for calling in.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So,
Bye-bye.
So 823-9110, 823-9110. When we return, I'm definitely going to tell you 20 things you should be deep cleaning this spring, all right? So we're talking about Feng Shui, but you know what? Feng Shui, it could be all well and good, but if your couch is dirty or if your floor is disgusting, then you know we need to be tackling that as well. So 20 things that you should be deep cleaning, as well as, you know, utilizing those practices to create wealth. That's what Justine has been tiptoeing around this show, bringing balance, maybe opening ourselves to romantic relationships and new romantic opportunities. Ooh, that's what Feng Shui can do with you. So make sure you keep it locked right here. We're going to get into that when we return. It's Hot 81.
Norfolk State University Broadcasting. WNSB, Norfolk, Chesapeake, 91.1 FM, and HD1, Virginia's only full-time urban public radio station. Hot 91.
Is Hampton Roads Voices on Hot 91.
That's the way love goes. Hot 91, your choice for hip hop and R&B soul. And I'm going to tell you how this episode is going. It is spring cleaning, the art of Feng Shui. Yes, how you can use Feng Shui to clear out the bad energy in your home and get the good stuff flowing in there. And of course, have your home looking great as well. Okay. And also your life. And that's exactly what we're going to be getting into with our special guest expert, Journine. Who is that? Justine Hernandez. She's a life designer and Feng Shui expert and also the founder of Passion Style Purpose. And man, I am learning so much, of course, on air and then off of air. We're having such a great conversation. So if you have any questions or want to get in, 757-823-9110. Thank you so much for those who have already called and been a part of the conversation. You guys really have took it to another level. So 823-9110, 823-9110. And I've been promising you all show long 20 things you should be deep cleaning this spring. Now, I know that I don't have to tell you this. You know that you should be cleaning your house, but you know, of course, some things, you know, you just don't think about it. You're like, oh, you know what? I should probably clean that. So I'm going to give you a little bit here and there as we're going throughout the show. So number one, your dishwasher. So you're probably using it all the time, and all that dirty stuff from your dishes is probably still stuck in that dishwasher. So without the dishes in there, you should be doing like a heavy duty wash, just empty, so that it can, you know, clear out the mess and stuff in there. Also, number two, your countertops. So the first step to preventing granite stains is to seal your countertops as soon as they're installed. And then you'll know that they're sealed properly when the water beads and forms droplets on the surface. So to maintain them, have them sealed again a year later and make sure you wipe up accidental spills as soon as they happen. Now, I don't know who's spilling something and is not wiping it up right away, but hey, that's just me. No judgment. Number three, your cabinets. So over time, it's some buildup that can happen with your cabinets, especially I'll say the cabinets that are maybe near your stove when you know, whipping it up and stuff. You got tomato sauce going this way, olive oil going that way. So make sure that you're wiping down your cabinets. And then also to remove, make sure you use like a cream-based cleanser that is specifically made for your cabinets, if you have it, to cut the dirt and really get that wood moisturized if your cabinets is made of wood, okay? And last but not least, for right now, your stainless steel. If you have stainless steel appliances, I try to wipe those things down maybe like once every week. Because sometimes when you got things in your hands and you're opening up your refrigerator or you're opening up your oven, it can kind of get fingerprints and dirty things on that. So you can get a cleaner specifically made for stainless steel and just put it on like a napkin and wipe that thing down once or twice a week, and it'll be sparkling brand new. So that is 4 of the 20 things you should be deep cleaning this spring, and I'm going to continue that and letting you know what you should be doing. Okay, so we've talked about everything from plants to all types of stuff with Feng Shui, but let's get down to the nitty gritty. All right, utilizing Feng Shui in our homes that can create great things in other parts of our lives. So tell me, is it true, Justine, is it true that utilizing Feng Shui practices in our homes can create wealth, or they can bring balance in our lives, or open up ourselves to maybe some new booze, some new romantic relationships? Is that true?
Yes, it is.
Oh, yay. Tell us how. How so?
Okay, so before I get into that really quickly, I want to share that there is an energy map for a home. So there are 9 areas, and there are 9 quadrants, and each one is associated with the cardinal direction. So, and what that looks like is, so we want to, for example, we want to bring love into our life. So I would say, go get your phone and get the compass app and put it out, and then see where the southwest corner in your house lies. So then you rush over there to the southwest corner and see what kind of stuff you got going on there. If you got clutter, once again, let's remove the clutter. If you have a closet there, you definitely want to make sure that the closet is always clean and doesn't have a lot of clutter in there. And if you can leave out 8 hangers in the closet, that is really auspicious. And what auspicious means, it means good luck and good fortune. So having 8 hangers available, unused.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Yes. Unused. On top of whatever else that you have in that space. Just as if you have a closet in the southwest area.
Right.
You just leave 8 hangers free as a way that I'm welcoming new people, a new man into my life, or a woman. So that's one tip. And then making sure that everything in that southwest corner is in pairs. Look at the artwork. If there's times where I've walked into people's spaces and they want to manifest a soulmate, and they have pictures of single people everywhere. So I'm like, okay, subconsciously you're saying
it's okay to be single.
It's okay to be single. And so these are the little things, the little shifts that I'm talking about that you make. So that you become aware, I have all these single pictures all over my house. It could be flowers. It could be pictures of people. It can be anything symbolic. And so if you just take those single things away and put something that represents love, that's when you start shifting your life, and it starts aligning you into what it is that you're wanting to cultivate, which is love. So, yes.
I love that. How about creating wealth? So you told me already a money tree, perhaps, but can you re-articulate that?
Yes. Well, I want to give one more tidbit for love for those people that want to get some love going on.
Okay.
Having things in pairs also in the bedroom. So you want to have 2 nightstands. I know that in the stores they always sell 1 nightstand. I don't know, for the life of me, I don't understand why they do that, but okay. Having 2 nightstands and having them be on the same level is really good, because what you're doing is you're welcoming in another person. You're saying, I'm making room for for this person to come into my life, so they have a place to put their coffee in the morning or their book while they're staying the night or spending time with you. And so making sure everything is in pairs. And also a very powerful thing to do as well is writing an affirmation, like writing a love letter to your lover, your future husband or future soulmate, in present tense, as if it's already happening, how you feel, how the relationship is, and just getting all the juicy details, even like the naughty stuff, you know?
Yeah. I love that. But you know what? That's actually true as far as like writing it down, because before, kind of getting into my business, but it's all good. Before I met my current boyfriend, I actually wrote down to God, or what I want in a husband, and I wrote down everything I wanted in a husband, and I kind of just left it alone. I didn't obsess over it. I prayed over it, and then lo and behold, he came about 2 to 3 months after. Now I did my part as far as praying and fasting and things of that nature, and then he just kind of popped up. So writing down that writing down thing is very powerful, and it goes across different disciplines and practices and religions and faiths and things of that nature. So that writing down thing is very powerful. So in pairs, to get love, make sure that things are in pairs in our home. I love that.
Yeah.
Good.
And making sure also to enhance love if you're already in a relationship, and if you're, you have kids and things like that, I would recommend to have pictures of you and your significant other loving on each other in your bedroom. Having beautiful pictures. Do not put any pictures of family members and your kids in your bedroom. I know you love your kids, but your kids do not need to be in your bedroom looking at you as you're doing the dirty. You know what I mean?
Okay, good. Okay, but no, that's actually a good point. So maintaining the love is putting lovey-dovey pictures of you and your boo in the bedroom.
Yep.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. I like that. So how about creating balance or ushering new, not relationships, but new money, even friendships? Is that a thing that we can use with Feng Shui?
Yes, of course. It goes in the southwest corner as well, because it's all about love, marriage, relationships. Anything that has to do with cultivating that is really great, as well as like friendships specifically is the northwest area, which is about helpful people and travel. So if you want to manifest more like more of your tribe or your people that are just like really connected and are loyal, if that's what you're wanting to cultivate, you can do that in the southwest corner. I'm sorry, in the southwest corner as well as the northwest corner.
Okay. So in the northwest corner, what should we do there if we want to cultivate friendships and loyalty?
So I would put pictures or items, like how sometimes they have these little sculptures that have a bunch of people holding hands, and you can put a tea candle in the middle of it. So that could represent friendships and unity, something like that.
Something symbolic.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's all about symbolism.
Okay.
What is it that you want to cultivate, and you put that in that space.
Cool beans.
Yeah.
All right. All righty. Okay. And then one more time, you said about the money tree and getting wealth.
Okay. So the wealth area. So southwest. I mean, I'm so stuck on southwest.
You really want love, but you got it already.
Yes, I got my boo. Okay, so the southeast is about the wealth and prosperity corner. So you put the money tree there. Other ways to bring in prosperity and wealth. I was sharing that I have like a vase that has dream, inspire, and love. I can't remember what the third thing says on it. But I use that as my change jar. So every time I come home and I have change in my pocket or in my purse, I put it in that jar. And then what it is, it's intentionally, my intention is putting money in the southwest corner, welcoming abundance into my life. So it's just my intention. So that's why I put it there in that area. Okay. You can put a bowl of coins. Amethyst is a beautiful stone to use. To put in the space as a way for your intention for abundance as well.
I love it.
Yes, and then another great thing too is for the kitchen. You could put a mirror where your stove is at. You're putting a mirror on the wall above the stove, or a piece of artwork that reflects. And what that does, it reflects the burners. Like the stove is representation of the fire element, which represents wealth as well. So if you put a mirror, what it's saying is you're duplicating your abundance. And it's reflecting the burners on the stove. So different things like that.
823-9110, 823-9110. We're learning so much, but I'm pretty sure you have more questions, and you can ask that. 823-9110, 823-9110. Now, specific tips for each bedroom. So I know that you have full consultations, Justine, and I know that takes, a good chunk of time. But if you can kind of break it down for us as far as, for the kitchen and for the bedroom, for our bathroom, our closets. You kind of already gave us some tips with that. But, break it down. So let's start with the kitchen. What can we do in the kitchen Feng Shui wise?
Okay. So in the kitchen, the kitchen is about where you prepare your food. So that's a big area for abundance and the money as well. It represents abundance and wealth. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that your counter spaces are completely cluttered free. So I usually don't like having anything on my countertops at all. I like to have everything have its own space in their own place. I like things to be clear because what it does is it creates a natural flow in the kitchen so that there's no stagnant energy or anything stuck. It's just really flowy, and the energy there usually, like the chi, they call it chi energy in Feng Shui. Loves that. It loves the flow and the curves and all that stuff. So that's one tip. And then making sure that you don't have a lot of red in the kitchen. I know some people love red appliances, and I would say that I had a lady that had a lot of red in her kitchen, and her kitchen caught on fire.
Oh, wow.
So, and it's just, stuff like that happens because it's too much red. As well as anytime, if you have a family that's full, you have kids, you have your husband and things like that, or a wife, things like that. Having a kitchen with a lot of fiery colors can cause a lot of tension and can cause a lot of tension and arguments because fire is red, orange, and yellow. Depends on the tone of the yellow and the orange. But if it's like a fiery color, you want to avoid having those colors in the kitchen because that's a place of community, and also your kids can get rowdy and it's too much. And also color psychology, just a little bit, it talks about if you've noticed, fast food restaurants use a lot of reds and yellow because it stimulates appetite. So if you're trying to be mindful of your weight, I would not have red plates or red all in your kitchen.
That's a good one. And we're going to definitely get into color psychology a little bit later, but that's really good. Okay. All right. So moving from the kitchen to, let's go ahead into the living room or the common area, like the family room.
Yes. The family room is your community area. So, there's really not a lot to say about what to put in the living room because it depends on where it lies in the 9 quadrants and the life aspirations that I was sharing. So depending, like if it lands in, for example, the east area, which is about family and community, and that's where your living room is, that's perfect. You can put pictures of your family, of loved ones, of things that, like even if you have a family member that you don't get along with, and you really want to cultivate that relationship, having a beautiful picture of you and that other person in better days and having that picture there as a way of like, we're going to have this relationship again.
Manifesting.
Yeah, manifesting it. Exactly. So just things like that, putting family photos, things that represent family to you is really great to put in the living room. Because if you're the kind of person that wants to, you like to entertain and you like having guests over, think about the kind of things that you would want to put in that space that cultivates that type of energy that you want.
Right. Love. I like that. Okay. And then let's go on down the hall. Now the closet is not so much that we can do in the closet, but you said a really good tip as far as like if we want love in the home and the closet is in a particular area of the home, then we should leave 8 hangers free. Are there any other tips for the closet?
Making sure it doesn't have full of stuff in it.
Okay. Sounds good.
I mean, the whole thing of like out of sight, out of mind, I get it. But if there's a lot of out of sight, like stuff that's not in sight and it's just piles and piles of things in the closet, it's not serving anyone and it's actually causing more harm than good. But there have been times where people are like, I cleared my closet out and I got a bunch of checks in the mail. I cleared my closet out and I got the job. So it's amazing how stuck energy and stuck things in your space can be holding you back from that promotion or holding you back from getting the things that you really want, or waiting for that check from the IRS that you haven't gotten. You're like, where's my check?
Clear that closet out. Okay. And then our bathrooms. What about that?
Okay. So,
but you know what? Let's leave a cliffhanger.
Yes.
Yeah. I love it. So let's take a break. And when we return, she's going to give us tips about what we can do, when it comes to Feng Shui in our bathrooms and in our bedrooms, to kind of get that new energy or whatever you want manifested to manifest. Okay. I love it. We're talking about spring cleaning, the art of Feng Shui, and it is Hot 91 Hampton Roads Voices. Yes, you will survive, and we're going to use Feng Shui to help you do that. Hot 91, your choice for hip hop and R&B soul. Brand new episode of Hampton Roads Voices. Yay. And we're talking about spring cleaning, the art of Feng Shui. So, of course, spring cleaning in the physical sense, like using bleach or, cleaning supplies to get your space clean. But as far as reorganizing your space to let energy flow correctly and having things work in your life, yes, that is Feng Shui. And that is what that is all about. And I do want to remind my listeners that it's not a religion at all. It's just a practice, and that can really complement your faith. I don't like to use the R word, the religion word, because, that's another topic. But your faith, whether you believe in, the Lord Jesus Christ or you believe in Muhammad or what have you, Feng Shui does not supplement that. Well, it doesn't substitute that. It just, just practice. Okay. So we've been learning so much with Justine Hernandez. She's a life designer and also a Feng Shui expert. The founder of Passion Style Purpose. She's been letting me know I've been learning so much. I've been taking notes, just like you've been learning a lot. And I know that this is the type of episode that, you guys are getting in and out of your cars. And I do want to remind you that we do have a YouTube channel. So a little bit later on in the week, we're going to put this on YouTube for you guys to, really digest this and take it in. Either you can take it whole, maybe at your workplace, at your work desk, or you can kind of digest it into, quarters or, what have you. But I do suggest that you check out our YouTube channel and that you subscribe so that you know when a new video is uploaded, like this one is going to be later on in the week. Okay. So we were talking about tips. So Justine was giving us Feng Shui tips in each area of our homes, like the kitchen and the closets and the living rooms, that bring good energy. So we're going to continue with the bathrooms and our bedrooms. So we're going to keep the bedroom for the last because I think that's the best. But for our bathrooms, where we get clean, what kind of Feng Shui tips should we do in there?
Yes, the bathroom. The bathroom is definitely a place where we clean, and there's drains, so a lot of energy goes through those drains. It's kind of like a vortex. It's like sucks everything there into the bathroom kind of thing. So I have a big pet peeve about bathrooms, specifically with color. So I notice a lot of people like to paint their bathrooms blue because it reminds them of the ocean, and it's like the shower, and they think of water, and it's like, oh, you know what I mean? I want to feel like I'm at the beach. So, which I get, I completely understand. But the bathroom is a representation of the water element, and the water element is about our emotions and how we move through life. So if you put more blue into the bathroom, what you're doing is you're saturating the bathroom with the water element. And so I really, really don't like using blues in the bathroom. But I know a lot of people, they're like, oh my gosh, my bathroom is blue. I can't believe this. I don't want to change the color and all that stuff. So I understand. So what I usually recommend for bathrooms is using earth tone colors, as well as using greens. Anything in the green spectrum, anything in the earth tone spectrum is amazing, because what you want to do is you want to ground the bathroom. And so what that means is that you want to stabilize the energy in the bathroom so that it's not taking all the good energy as well with the bad. And so we just want to make sure the bathroom is grounded, and that it also is not overly oversaturated with water.
With like drowning, because we can kind of drown ourselves without the blue in the water and stuff like that. Cool beans. 823-9110. I forgot to give you the number if you have any questions about what we're talking about. 823-9110. Justine is here to help with any questions that you may have. Like, where should I put my couch, girl? All right. So getting grounded in that bathroom. Let's go ahead into the bedroom. So many different things, that we can do with the bedroom, as far as like, how can me and my boo get more intimate in the bedroom, or how can I get more sleep, or, things like that, shoot it.
Okay. So for a bedroom, I know a lot of people, they have an issue with sleep. So, first things first is I would recommend having a solid wooden headboard. Wood is a really grounding, element. And so we want to make sure our beds are supporting us, because when we sleep, we want our nervous system to fully relax. We don't want it to be overstimulated. So having a solid wooden headboard, as well as a queen size bed is usually preferred if you want to cultivate relationship, or you're in a relationship. Having a king size bed, I know a lot of people love king size beds because of all the space that they get. It's usually not recommended because of the fact that you can get it's representation of losing your partner, and you don't get to snuggle as much because there's so much space in between you, and you want that more intimacy. So I would say get rid of your king size bed and get a queen size, unless you're like 6'5" or something. You need that king size bed. I understand that. I won't recommend putting you in a queen size bed. That'd be very uncomfortable. And it defeats the purpose of you trying to feel comfortable in your space.
Right.
Also, making sure that your bed is not underneath a window. Because of, like I said, the nervous system, you want to have a full night's sleep. And so the best way to do that is to make sure your bed is not in alignment with your door, and not under a window, as well as you want to make sure it's not under a circuit box on the outside. Because sometimes people have circuit box. I'm like stumbling over my words. Oh my goodness. The circuit boxes, sometimes they're on the outside of the house by a bedroom. And so you have to be mindful of the EMF. So if you have that and you're experiencing migraines and headaches and things like that, I would move your headboard away from that. And there's different things that you can use to help eliminate the effects of EMFs. You can use Himalayan salt lamps, or get like a paint that blocks EMFs from entering inside the house. So there's some little things like that. Let's see here.
Those were really good points, though. Yeah. So queen size bed if we want, to kind of usher in love or to cultivate the love that we already have. We want to make sure that our bed is not aligned with the door or with the window. And then have a good sturdy wooden headboard.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me. Okay.
And we want to, as well as we want to make sure that our bedrooms are just in working order and everything is like the doors are doing well. We want to make sure, like I said, that you have 2 nightstands, that the photos in the bedroom are just you and your significant other, or if you're single, just you, or if you're wanting to cultivate a relationship, have something that represents love. I love the wall that is in front of you as you wake up. It's the last wall you see when you go to bed, and it's the first wall you see when you wake up. I call that the manifesting wall. So anything that you're really wanting to cultivate, put it on that wall.
Like a vision board.
Yes. Yes.
Maybe, see, I have pictures of like myself and my friends, myself and my honey on a wall, so that's good too.
Yes, it's perfect.
Good. Okay, so colors, we always hear yellow is for happy and blue is for this and white is for this and da-da-da-da. But let's intelligently talk about colors and the color psychology and things of that nature in our spaces and in our homes. So let's run down the colors. So I'm going to start with white. Where should white be? What does it represent? Should we use a lot of it?
Like, it just depends on the person. So, yeah, a lot of with color psychology, it just depends on the person and what their need is. I like using white as a way to create more focus. So if it's an office space, I would keep a room white just to keep that ability to feel productive, and it feels clean as well, having a space that's white. In an office. So there's that.
So I guess we can go by room. So you said, so we already know the bathroom, no blues if we can, because we already have enough water in there. So the neutrals and the greens you said should be in the bathroom to keep us grounded. How about our bedroom? You said something off air as far as purple is a no in the bedroom.
Yes.
Yeah. And tell us why.
Okay. So in the beginning of my career of practicing Feng Shui, of course, when you do something new, you get all excited and you want to do it for everyone. So I decided to Feng Shui my parents' house. And one of the things that we learned in Feng Shui with color psychology is the color purple. The color purple is a beautiful color. It's a color of magic. It's a color of connecting to spirit, to God, and meditation. People use it for meditation rooms, things like that. So one of the things is if a bedroom is painted purple and it could represent sexual frustration. So I turned to my mom and I was like, so the color because your guys' bedroom is purple, it represents this, but I don't know. And she's like, oh, there's no problem there.
I know that's right, Mama.
She snapped quickly. She's like, oh, there's no problem there. I said, well, if it ain't broken, don't fix it.
So what color should we aim for to put in our bedrooms? And before you ask that, 757-823-9110, any last minute calls? We're about to wrap up here, so go ahead and get your questions in if you have any. What color should we put in our bedroom, Justine?
Okay. So bedroom should be earth tone colors because it's about creating that ambiance of going into a cave and hibernating and creating that comfort, that rejuvenation, and going into the womb kind of feeling.
Oh, wow.
That's what you want. So I won't say do heavy colors. Trust your instinct because Feng Shui is all about trusting who you are and what you want to cultivate as trusting your gut about things. So I like to use more earth tone colors as an overall base in my house because I use color, I use hints of color as a way to bring my color palette because I love bright colors. My husband, not so much. He likes earth tone colors. He's good with black and gray. And I'm like, okay, that's boring.
Right.
So how I get away with it is okay, I use my accessories as my pops of color. So rugs and throw pillows and curtains and artwork, things like that. So that's how I bring color into my space. Like I shared, we want to be mindful. This is a tidbit for kids. We want to be mindful about the colors that we use in children's bedrooms because children are overly stimulated. Some kids have ADHD and all those different or are autistic, things like that. So they are overly stimulated, and the best way to do that is by using cool colors in their space. So if your child has a bright pink bedroom, one thing is reds and pinks create high blood pressure. It stimulates hunger, and it also makes the heart race.
Wow.
So we want to eliminate those type of colors from a child's bedroom. And as well as black. If a child is wanting to paint their room black, that's a red sign. That's like a red flag. They need to go see a therapist. And
absolutely,
yeah. And so we just want to be mindful about color and how to use it. Let's see here. Yellow. Yellow. It could be in an office. It can be in a playful space.
How about a common area like a living room, perhaps? Yeah.
If you're going to use really bright colors, I would use it as an accent wall. I wouldn't paint a whole room a certain color.
Right.
But then again, I'm not an interior designer, so
Right.
I don't work with the colors in that way. I'm more about, okay, this is what the color represents, and this is how you can apply it. Whether you agree that if earth tone colors are not your thing, and you really want to go like pizzazz, that's fine. We can work with that.
Yeah.
It's just we have to make sure that we balance the colors in the space so that it's cultivating what it is that you want.
Gotcha. Okay, so colors. Be mindful with that. And we do have a phone call. Let's get to the phone lines. On 18-1, you're live on the air. Who am I speaking with?
What the color represents.
Hey, can you turn down your radio for me, please?
Sorry, I was listening.
Yes. What's your question, comment, or concern?
So I know she was saying no blue in the bathroom, but what about white or gold? Are those colors can be used in a bathroom?
So that's a great question. I get that a lot. So golds and whites and silvers, things like that, that's associated with the metal element. And so, if you notice, when cars condensate, if they've been overnight, it creates water condensation. So what I mean by that is the metal element creates more water. So we don't want to create more water in the space. So that's why I recommend the earth tone colors. But if your decor is already set where you have blues and you have whites and golds and things like that, you can counterbalance those colors. So still keep your decor, but add more earth tones to it so that it compensates the colors that you really like in there. So maybe putting some brown rugs or
beige or something.
Yeah, anything like that. That just to kind of counterbalance the elements so that you're not overdoing it with the water. So yeah, hope that helps.
Okay, and I have one more question.
Sure.
Shoot.
I'm sorry. And I know you said maybe no purple for the bedroom and earth tone colors, but is pink or gray.
I was about to ask her the same thing. Pink, yeah. Yeah.
So, okay.
Are those okay for the bedroom?
So is your bedroom pink?
It will be.
It will be. Okay. So what color is your bedroom right now?
It's actually earth tone colors.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you want to spice it up a little bit. You getting bored with the earth tone?
Yeah, well, it was something that I had when I was with someone, and I wanted to get away from that, so I wanted something different that was, like, for me.
Okay. Well, then I would say trust your gut and do it. You know, if you want pink, I would say be careful about the color, the tone of it. If you notice when you paint your bedroom pink and you're having a hard time sleeping, then I would say that would be a sign to change the color. It might be too much for your body, and it might be overacting your nervous system so that you can't really get a good night's sleep. But like I share all the time, like if it ain't broken, don't fix it. If it works for you and it's not causing any issue, then that's okay. Because Feng Shui is about personalizing it for your style and who you are as a person. So if you want some pink in your space, go ahead and put some pink. Just counterbalance with other colors, more earth tones, things like that, so that you can feel more grounded and more relaxed. So it creates that that cocoon feeling of rejuvenation in your room.
Sounds
Okay. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Thank you for calling.
All right. Have a good day.
You too.
Bye.
Using Feng Shui to brighten up our spaces and, do the spring cleaning thing. That is what we are talking about here. We're going to play one song, and then when we return, we're going to wrap this thing up with sage cleaning. Now, I know this is not the new thing. Well, it's new for young people, because, we're just coming into certain practices and things of that nature. And I have girlfriends who want to clean the space and burn sages and things of that nature. But I wanted to do my own research and figure out, okay, what does this mean and all that stuff. So we're going to get into that when we return. And also I'm going to give you some more tips on what you should be deep cleaning for this spring that maybe you're like, I never thought about that. Yes, we are finessing with Feng Shui. Ow, ow. Hot 81, your choice for hip hop and R&B soul. And before we get on up out of here, we're going to be wrapping up the show with sage cleaning. Sage cleaning and sage burning and things of that nature for your home. But I do want to remind you of some of the things that you should be deep cleaning this spring. Your windows, okay, not just wiping it down with Windex on the inside. Get outside with a sponge, a bucket, some water, and some suds to wash down those windows. How about your wood floors or your hardwood floors? You should be mopping those up anyway, but really get on your hands and knees if you can, and if you got it, to really deep clean that, okay? I already talked about your refrigerator, but your bedding. Now, you should be washing your sheets pretty regularly, but even when you take off those your sheets on your mattress, maybe perhaps using a vacuum to vacuum on your mattress and maybe getting the stuff out of the mattress. And some source said even spraying it down with something like Lysol or something like that, but before cloth and things of that nature, Febreze, stuff like that. Even washing your washing machine. You didn't know that you had to wash that? Yeah, no clothes in it. Maybe put a little bit of bleach, a little bit of detergent so you can wash, your washing machine. It collects all that dirt from your clothes and maybe it's stuck in there. Your oven, that seems pretty annoying, but it has to get done. I'm going to go ahead and put this link on our Facebook page, WNSB 91.1 FM, so you can see some of the things that you may not be thinking about that you have to deep clean. I'm here with Justine Hernandez, and she has been our special guest expert this particular episode. She's a life designer and Feng Shui expert, and I know that you want more of her, so she's going to go ahead and throw out her information after she answers this particular question. So sage cleansing, smudging, burning sage, all of that good stuff. What are the benefits of it? Why should we do it? And how should it be done?
Okay. All right. So sage burning, known as smudging and all that stuff, I like to call it house blessings. So working with tools to bless your home. The benefits of it helps with releasing stagnant energy. So once again, if you're feeling stuck or unproductive or people are getting sick, are sick in your house, or you've had a lot of visitors come and visit, or you're getting into arguments and things like that in your space, that's usually an indicator, hey, it's time for you to clean out the energy that's in the space because it's no longer fresh and clear and happy. Now it's stagnant and unhappy and full of crap. So got
to get it out.
Yes. So using sage is is a practice that Native Americans used. It's a way that they clear the energy and connect from earth to heaven. So normally how I use sage is I go to the front door, and you can use, there's different types of sage. So white sage is what I like to use, as well as Palo Santo. And Palo Santo is a Brazilian wood. It's a very sacred wood, and it smells beautiful. And some people that can't handle sage, I use Palo Santo because it's a lighter smell. As well as what's the other thing? Nowadays there's like people use sage wrapped with lavender and rose petals, and so there's different intentions for different things. Or they use seaweed as well as a type of burning like sage. So what you do is you take your whatever type of sage that you want to use, and you go to the front of your house, and you open your door and open all the windows in your house, and because it's important, you're letting go of all this old energy. So you grab your sage, you light it, and try to make it as smoky as you possibly can. And then you have an abalone shell that I like to use to make sure that the ashes from the sage doesn't fall onto the carpet or the ground or anything like that. So as I'm standing and lighting up the sage and it's smoking, I'm holding it at waist length, and I'm watching the smoke as it rises. So what you want it to do is you'll notice that the smoke will go side to side and stuff like that. And that's usually meaning that the energy isn't clear yet. It's not cleared yet. And so you want the smoke to rise all the way up like a little point. And so that's usually an indicator that the energy is cleared from earth to heaven. And that's what you want to do all through the house, counterclockwise. I usually take a step. Every step is when I look and see how the sage is burning and if it's going up. But one thing I didn't share, but before you do this practice, it's important to protect your own energy. Because we're working with energy, and this is all spiritual practices, thing like that. Anything that we work with, we want to make sure that we're protecting our energy, not because there's anything out there to attack us, but it's just for our own sake. So I usually do a prayer of protection, depending on your belief. I ask for God and my angels to come in and surround me with a beautiful bubble of white light. And so you can envision that in your mind, and it's protecting you. And you can ask, Archangel Michael he's like the bouncer. He's your bodyguard. So you can envision him surrounding you with this beautiful white light, a bubble, and you can do a prayer as you're doing the sage simultaneously. So normally I do a prayer as I'm clearing someone's house, because I'm trying to I am infusing the energy with positive love, higher frequency vibration, God consciousness, things like that. So I do that throughout the space, and I go through the house 5 times.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
I don't have that much sage, but okay.
So I only go through the house with the sage on one time, but I use other tools. Like I have a Zenergy chime that is their tone, what is it called? Their vibrational type of they look like a wind chime, and they have different rungs, different tones. And so I use those to clear certain energies, and I go through the house and I do that a couple times. So I go through a house pretty much 5 times. But anyways, that doesn't really matter.
Well, thank you. That's very beneficial. Go ahead and throw out your phone number, Passion Style Purpose, the website where we can find you on social media, all of that.
I would love to. Okay, so if you want to, also I wanted to share, if you want to find out what your power color is, you can go to my website at passionstylepurpose.com. And in the store section, there'll be, it's called What is Your Power Color? And it's free, and you can download it. It's a video on YouTube that it just educates you what's your power color, so that you can wear your colors to manifest abundance, wealth, or when you're going to an interview, you want to get that job, you want to get that promotion, what kind of colors to use to help empower you while you're on that journey. What was the other question?
Your website, how we can get in contact with you.
Sure. So my phone number is, for my business, Passion Style Purpose, is area code 858-731 858-731-6773.
One more time.
At area code 858-731-6773. And my website, once again, is passionstylepurpose.com.
Easy enough. passionstylepurpose.com. And we're going to have that on our Facebook. So if you didn't get all of that because you're driving, we're going to have that. So thank you so much, Justine.
Thank you.
So much great information. So much information that we kind of went over, but no worries. Thank you for being here. I really, really appreciate it.
Thank you. It was an honor to be here.
Yes. And go ahead and log on to our Facebook to get her information. And don't forget to be a subscriber on our YouTube. We're going to rebroadcast this particular episode on Sunday at noon. So if you missed something, so go ahead and come back on Sunday at noon so you can get that. Hampton Roads Voices on YouTube. Become a subscriber and have a great one. It's Hot 91.
It's Hampton Roads Voices. Hot 91.